Week 5 waiver wire grabs. Who do you add in week 5? Entering week 5, we still got the Monday night game obviously to go. Things could still happen. One of the guys in this list, this little batch of players we're going to talk about in a second, Hunter Renfrow, still might be available in your leagues. You can pick him up now if you have some guy you can drop that hasn't played too, or an open spot, maybe a guy on IR. Every league's different, but most of these guys have already played, and I've got a couple names right here that should already be on rosters. They're not available in a big percentage of leagues. Madison, Patterson, Gainwell, they should already be on your squads. But if they're not, if for some reason they're floating out there in waiver wire land and you haven't grabbed them yet, you need to grab them. Let's talk about everything week 5 waiver wire related. Let's break it down right now. The Fantasy Football Show begins now.
This is the Fantasy Football Show with your host, Smitty.
Top 5 running back. You're watching the Fantasy Football Show. I'm Smitty.
What is going on, everybody? My name is Smitty. You're watching the Fantasy Football Show. Week 5 waiver wire edition. We're talking about who to grab, who to pick up. We'll do a little bit of other, Q&A, who to trade for, maybe some guys to look out for. Tomorrow I drop my Week 5 buy low, sell high video, so look for that coming up tomorrow. But yeah, let's talk Week 5 waiver wire grabs. Tariq in the house. What's going on, my man? Double A. Tariq, how'd your week finish? Sebastian, Mike, Mr. Punch in the house, lost by 3 points. Oh, man, that's got to be painful. I'm sorry, pal. Josh Allen not looking like an early round QB. That was one game. The week before, Kevin, the week before, he dropped fire. Shot fireballs out of his rear end for you and won you your week single-handedly, pal. What do you mean Josh Allen doesn't look like an early round QB? And buy low, like you're gonna see Josh Allen on my buy low list for week 5, pal. So I'm gonna be sending people your way, knocking on your door, Kevin, and saying, hey, I'll take Josh Allen off your hands, pal, because Josh Allen's gonna be a buy low. Kenny Gainwell, have I not been talking about this man all offseason long, and obviously weeks 1, 2, 3, 4? Kenny Gainwell is going to beast out if he gets into that lineup. He's already kind of doing a little bit of a beasting out right now, but imagine if Sanders goes down. It's a potent attack that, yes, will be up and down. Hurts doesn't have a lot to work with in terms of that coaching staff and that darn organization, which I feel like they don't want this man to succeed half the time. But he does anyway because Hurts is a baller. And Kenny Gainwell is going to be one of the best stash and wait players of 2021. And how many times did people yesterday, day before, say, do I drop Dillon yet? Do I drop Corey Dillon yet? Corey Dillon would feast if given the opportunity. And I'm telling you, you want to keep this man on your bench just like you wanted to keep Gainwell on your bench. Just like you want to keep guys like Madison. People talking about Madison. Oh, Madison, maybe we should get rid of Madison now that Cook's coming back. Cook got banged up again in the game. He went back in. It happens. And no, Noah, I'm not going to stop talking about selling Saquon high if you can sell him high. Sell anybody you can high if you're in a position where your team needs a trade. If you're winning, if you're 4-0 or even 3-1, if you're a top 2, 3, 4 scoring team in your league, why would you make a trade at all? Everything's firing on all cylinders. But no, Noah, I'm not going to say not to trade anybody. If you've got Cooper Kupp and you're losing, sell high. If you've got Derrick Henry and you're not winning with Derrick Henry right now, you sell high. You get yourself into 2 safer vehicles that will help you potentially climb back into a position where you can win games. It's all about your team makeup. It doesn't come down to a don't say sell high on a player. It's context, pal. It's context. Drop Hines for Kenny Gainwell with a scratching your chin emoji. First of all, Zep, my man, you're my boy Blue. Don't take this the wrong way, but you should have already had Gainwell on your roster if you're watching the show. And of course you drop Hines for Gainwell, but I don't even think you're going to get him because everybody will be throwing their dollars, their fab dollars at this man. You're going to have to do quite a big load drop of that fab in order to get Gainwell on your squad. Now, if Gainwell is available, he's in the top waiver wire spot for week 5. In fact, I'll put him there. He feels kind of like a guy that shouldn't be there. I think he's only available in about 30% of leagues or so. And for that reason, it's hard to put him at the top of a waiver wire ranking because, you know, a lot of people won't be able to participate in the Gainwell adding because he's not there in a lot. He's not there in it more. It's probably about 25 to 30% of all leagues Gainwell's available. But that's a big enough percentage, I think, to toss him onto the list instead of being a footnote. Madison and Patterson, they're available maybe in like 10 to 15% of leagues. So we're going to put them to the side. They're more of a like, make sure these guys aren't available in your league section. And I can even write a little note so people don't get confused later. Make sure these guys are not available. And we'll put that little note right there. That way, if anybody comes in late, straggling, they don't go, well, where's Madison and where's Patterson? Just make sure these guys aren't available. If they are, you got to prioritize, okay? You got to make them top priority. Patterson, look, we're going to talk about the buy lows and sell highs tomorrow. I'm going to try and stay kind of on topic here so that this show is useful to the nth degree in terms of its replay value. Hit the thumbs up on your way in the door. How many thumbs up we got? Who's in here? Who's controlling that? Who's manning the fort with the thumb up stuff? 46 of you in here. Please punch the thumbs up and let's tear it up. Herbert, Kamara, Clyde, Jefferson, AJ Brown, Chuba Hubbard, Javonte, 0-4. Bro, there are a lot of people that are 0-4 or 1-3, and it's a crazy, crazy season. Time to start pumping Darnold in in the lineup over Lamar every week? No, you don't get crazy. Look, Lamar's a good play. Maybe you trade. Darnold's a good play. Maybe you trade Lamar. Maybe you figure out a way to get a wide receiver into your lineup and then put Lamar in or put Darnold in. I'm not opposed to that. But Darnold's on this list because Darnold is available in how many leagues? Darnold is available in, where is that? 50% of all leagues Darnold is available in. We're going to put him up here. I don't know where we're going to rank him yet. Kenny Gainwell is definitely going to be the top guy to add in my opinion because he can win you a league if he gets into that lineup and he can already play flex type value. Darnold somewhere in here. We're going to leave him right there and see what's up. So has Gainwell taken the job? Not yet, pal. Not yet, but Gainwell is definitely heavily involved. And Miles Sanders has a tough time staying healthy. So it could be a matter of time, and he could be flex worthy right now. He's going to have those up and down weeks until he gets a kung fu grip on all of the work, though. So Cook and Higbee for Najee Harris and Darren Waller. Give me Darren Waller and Najee Harris, pal. Cook can't stay healthy. If you had Madison, James, it would help. And it would make me kind of maybe think about it more. But if Madison's not involved in this, then easily give me Najee Harris and Waller. Najee Harris looks really good. The offense is very concerning. It's tough. It's tough. But I think he's still going to keep balling, pal. So Dillon, we got Dillon, Cobb. I'm gonna throw these guys all over. Tony, Max Williams, good tight end grab. Crowder's decent. I'm gonna put the guys not so critical and guys that you need to add over on this space, and we're gonna leave the good ones over here and then rank them. Brait, Barber, Jacobs come up. We don't know yet. Bateman's okay. Renfro, we'll put him somewhere in the middle. Lance, got to put him over here. Dillon over here. Darnold over here. Then we're going to rank him over in the top 5. You guys help me. If I'm missing a name, toss it out. We'll throw it up on the board. I am a human being. I may miss somebody that I don't think is available in every league, and you could bring it to my attention, and I could be like, let me look that up. Oh my God, he's available in 40% of leagues. I wouldn't have thought about that. So if you've got a name you want to toss out, toss it out. He has Madison, so he's not including Madison. Like, you're contemplating, James, this deal without getting Madison, or you just didn't list him because he's, trying to keep the message short. If you're getting, first of all, you never accept a trade like that unless you get the backup if they own the backup. Otherwise, they're trying to triple stamp a double stamp on you, pal. So make sure you don't let him get away with that. But I would say if you're getting Cook and Higbee and Madison, it's closer. And you'll be trading for Harris and Waller, though. I guess, James, if you're 0-4 or 1-3, why not make a move, pal? But if you're like even 2-2, or especially if you're 3-1 or 4-0, I don't know that I'd make any moves. You know what I'm saying? So, he has Madison. That's right. So you're getting those two. I would stay on pat if you're 3-1 or 4-0. If you're not, I would make the move and go get Cook. Whatever the case may be, I would change it up if you're needing a spark, pal. Mr. Punch, I picked up Mooney this week and benched him. It's okay. You picked him up. You don't have to fight the waiver wire people to grab that man. So great job. Way to use your brain there. Don't get too hard on yourself. You didn't know what was going to happen with that situation. And, we like Fields coming into the game last week when he was coming in. We're like, okay, things are going to be great. Fields is going to turn things around, right? No, it took a while. I think the same thing could happen with Trey Lance in week 5. He comes in relief, doesn't look amazing at times, but still puts up like 29 fantasy points in some scoring formats. 2 touchdowns, 50-something yards passing, and I think he had like 30 or 40 rushing. 2 total scores. That's pretty good and a half from a fantasy perspective. So Trey Lance is a fantasy football potential top 7 to 10 quarterback. So we got to put him over here. AJ Green, starting to believe AJ Green might have a little bit left in the tank, and he plays for my Arizona Cardinals. Knox, we're going to put Knox in the middle here. He's starting to look pretty decent. Lat Murray got the volume. Lev Bell, not sure how I feel about him. I'm going to put Lev Bell over there. Schultz should have got grabbed last week, but Schultz is available in 60% of all leagues. I cannot believe that. I cannot believe that Schultz is available in 60% of all leagues still after last week. Like, why? We'll put him right here. Mooney, let's throw Mooney up near the top. Dame Williams, this could be a huge pickup depending on what we find out tomorrow and maybe later in terms of Montgomery's injury. As of right now, let me pull up the Monty news and see if I can find anything new as of the last hour. I was doing some stuff here, and if something posted, I will see it right here. Montgomery left the game with a knee injury in the fourth quarter. Nothing new. Ruled out for the rest of the game. Didn't look great, by the way. But we'll find out. But if he's out for significant time, Dame Williams will be one of the top pickups of the week. So we'll put him right here. Stevenson, this is more of a Smitty talked him up all week. Talked him up the weeks prior. This is a guy you should be putting on your bench and waiting. He's not ready yet, but he will be getting volume, I think, very, very soon. What did he do in this game right here? Was he even active? Yeah, Stevenson. Yeah, no. So Stevenson, this is a tuck away and wait. A tuck away and wait. Stash him. Don't let people talk you out of grabbing him. He's a very, very good grab. So let's rank these right here. Adam with the super chat. Schultz and Bateman last week. Flexing emoji. Attaboy Adam, thank you for the super chat, pal. 89 to 90 of you in here. Please hit the thumbs up on your way in the door. You don't like Devonta Parker to claim off waivers, a lot of targets. Yeah, we could put Parker on. That's what I said. Thomas to throw out names if you feel like they need to be added to the list. So Parker. So good one. Let's do this. Put Parker up on the board. I'm going to put him over here, but he definitely should be there. I stole him from you, Smitty. Who do you steal from me, pal? Stevenson? Yeah. Right after I went live the other night, media in one of the leagues we're in went and just picked up Stevenson right away. So that's my fault for doing that. Thank you, Thomas. Yeah, I don't mind Parker at all. I put him on the list here for you. I'm not going to put him too high, but yeah. Crazy the Ravens are not trusting Tyson. We knew this would probably happen, though, and that's what made him a good sell high. I think Lat Murray's going to get the touchdown volume. He's a bigger body that they trust in the goal line situation. So 10 plus TDs on the year is probably likely for Lat Murray. So he kind of hangs around, not in the top 5, but hangs around in the range where, I mean, if you want to grab a running back and you're hurting pretty bad and he's sitting there, I can't think of very many free agent running backs that are going to give you more crafty consistency than Lat Murray right now. I trust him way more than I trust Tyson. So definitely grab him. Adam with another super chat. What about Marlon Mack? I think I'll wait. There's too many other players you could probably get. If your waiver wire is very thin, then I would suppose he's a decent ad, but it did have to be a deep league, pal. What do we do with CeeDee Lamb? You trade for him low, and you're gonna find out tomorrow what I think of that. People are gonna come out. People were already saying this yet last week. They're for sure going to come out of the woodwork this week. And you know what? Buying season. Buy CeeDee Lamb on the low. I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about it. Especially if you're buying him low, even more of a reason not to be worried about it. If you have him right now and you're holding him, I can somewhat understand if you were like, hey, am I going to get what I paid? I drafted him in the 2.12 or the 3.02. I can understand getting a little worried about it, but no, not if you're talking about like late third round value or anywhere in the third round. I'm not worried at all. I'm buying low, and you could probably buy CeeDee Lamb. There are so many guys doing well right now that have propped up values. Like, you could trade Cordero Patterson very, very easily for CeeDee Lamb right now. And some of you might say you won't do it. And I wouldn't call you crazy, but I will take CeeDee Lamb over Cordero Patterson. But that's me. And I appreciate everybody else's take. But yeah, we're buying CeeDee low. And we're going to attack it pretty hardcore this week. I'm going to have a lot of videos and content on buying CeeDee Lamb. Tomorrow's my buy low. I got it all up on the board right here. I'm working through it right now on the marker board. Tomorrow is going to be the buy low, sell high video, which I have cooking over here and all prepped and ready to go. And you can bet CeeDee Lamb is on that list. He's going to be at the number 1 or number 2 spot for buy low players heading into week 5. Absolutely love CeeDee Lamb. It's going to be amazing value. Yeah, if anybody can't tell that he's special and that the tight end volume that's going to the tight end, like, that's not going to continue. Dak Prescott spreading it around. I know that's the concern. He'll continue to spread it around, but no, CeeDee Lamb is getting in a groove. You got to remember CeeDee Lamb's getting better and better. You got to remember CeeDee Lamb's entering his second year. Okay. Some wide receivers, they take a little time in that second year if they break out early in year 2 instead of year 3. And breakout wide receivers definitely break out now in year 2 versus year 3. It used to be you waited until year 3 to break out, period, for a wide receiver. The breakout year. Some of you are too young to even know that. It used to be year 3. You banked on it. Year 3, wide receiver breaks out. If he's not breaking out in year 3, he's done. He's done. So, James Conner worth an ad? Yes, Doug. Yes, Doug. He is worth an ad. If James Conner's out there, for sure. And Chase Edmonds, he's probably not out there, but Chase Edmonds needs to be added too. But I don't think they're available in a lot of leagues, so I'm not putting them on here. James Conner and Edmonds should be owned, and I don't think it's worth putting up here and getting people all riled up where they say, hey, can't believe you have James Conner on here. He's not available in my league. I get enough negativity around the list saying, none of these guys are available in my league, Smitty. This list doesn't help me. Well, I can't help that you're in the deepest league known to man, and I'm trying my best to get some of the deeper guys on here. There are a few names that maybe are not available in your league. Guys like Cobb, guys like Bateman, guys like potentially Knox and Stevenson. So there should be some guys. Patterson scored as many points as Kittle, Kamara, and Antonio Gibson combined. Patterson's on a tear. But after 4 weeks of football, I'm still not yet ready to coin him the touchdown machine or a top 5 running back or top 5 wide receivers. He's available to start both drafts or both positions in some leagues and formats, which is pretty valuable because you get like an extra flex that way. Don't sell him low. Tomorrow you'll hear about Cordero Patterson and what I think, and that you should sell high, don't sell low, don't sell medium rare, don't sell anything but high, but you should be looking at selling him high. Definitely. Okay, so Gainwell would be the number 1 ad. Not available in a ton of leagues. We're talking about, actually, oh my God, he's still available in 50% of all leagues, so he is very fitting over here. Madison is available in only 25% of leagues, and Patterson about 25. So that's still a lot, though. Why is Patterson still available in that many leagues? I know some leagues are small, but that's crazy. So the side note is make sure these guys would vault to the top 3 if available. So Madison and Patterson. So make sure. Cordero Patterson is a must-add. Has an insane touchdown rate through 4 games. There's no chance that he keeps that up, says Kyle. Agreed. James is a beast. Is James here? James Devlin? Oh, I thought I saw somebody say James Devlin was here. I like how we get so excited when James comes by. Drop Mitchell or Cart. Wait, first of all, Doug. Drop Mitchell or Carson. Drop Carson? Doug, you didn't just say drop Carson, pal. You don't make me stop the show and make you take a lap.
Take a lap.
You can't drop Chris Carson, man. Are you talking about Chris Carson? Is there another Carson I'm not thinking about? There's no way you're dropping Chris Carson. There's no way. Somebody dropped Montgomery in a league that I'm in. It's a follower and analyst and expert league combined, and there's a couple newbies, and someone dropped David Montgomery. I picked him up this week. I could not believe it. There are so many players that get dropped after 3 and 4 weeks that were like 3rd or 4th round picks. It's crazy. It's sometimes having that top waiver wire spot you can use on the first round of ad drops for the week, and somebody drops a Montgomery. It was gold. It was a gold mine. It was a gold mine. I mean, Montgomery tore it up. He got hurt. Hopefully he's fine. But Monty tore it up. I picked him up off waivers in a league like that. It's crazy. But Doug, you're my boy, Blue. Don't get mad over that. I'm just trying to give you tough love to make sure you don't drop Carson. You know, one of those, remember it. Okay? Mitchell for Connor. Yeah, I do that. I don't have faith in San Fran at all right now, minus maybe Debo, obviously, and probably Kittle now that Trey Lance is in there, but we'll see how that rapport is. But Trey Lance I like. Debo I obviously like. I don't trust. Is it going to be Sermon? Will it be Jeff Wilson? Pick up Jeff Wilson. We might as well put Jeff Wilson on this list too, because once he comes back, he will probably start games. If anybody thinks that Shanahan's not going to put Wilson in there, they don't know Shanahan. None of us really know Shanahan, but we need to put Russell Wilson on this group right here. Let me move all this over. So if I had to rank these, let's rank it as a group here. What do you guys think? Who should number 2 be? Out of all the names you see on the screen, Mooney? Should it be Darnold? Should it be Dame Williams in anticipation that Monty's going to be out for a while? Should it be Lat Murray, Stevenson, AJ Green, Schultz? Not you name it. I want to hear what you guys think. Did I type Wilson wrong? No, I put it there. Did I say Zack Wilson? I meant Jeff Wilson. Sorry, Tariq. Jeff Wilson. I do that a lot. Okay, we got 1 vote for Lance, 1 vote for Bateman. Bateman, no way we're putting Bateman at number 2, but he's definitely a guy to monitor. Dame Williams definitely, says Zach. Tabrizi says Dame Williams. Mooney, Williams. Williams got a TD today too. Okay. We're going to make this a community vote waiver wire show. Adam says Schultz, but I don't think we're putting a tight end there yet. So let's keep him right here. All right, who's next? Who is number 3 on the waiver wire? Mooney. We got 1 Dillon. We got 1 Dillon. What's up, Mark? Bill Drop Murray. Mark Cleveland. Remember Mark Cleveland's family league? Where that guy kept offering me awful offers for Hopkins, even though Hopkins is not doing much now. But tomorrow, you'll see Hopkins on my buy low list. Bill will probably be watching. Bill will watch my buy low video. Bill from Mark Cleveland's family league that I did. And Bill's going to come in and offer me a garbage trade offer for Hopkins. And then I'm going to have to eventually block him from sending me offers, if that's even possible. Lance, Daniel Jones, no. Sell high on Corey Davis. I agree. Darnold, Lance, Dillon, Lance. Okay, so I think it's pretty safe to say Lance would be here. Dillon would maybe be here. Who's number 5? Darnold or is it Mooney? How about Darnold and Mooney together as number 5? That's a pretty good looking waiver order. Kenneth Gainwell available in 50. I was so shocked when I looked over at the board. I'm like, okay, this is going to be a footnote like Madison. Let me put Madison in his correct-ish team color. Let me put, well, we'll keep him in that color. So Cordero Patterson and Madison, these are guys, make sure they're not available in your league. If so, then you're going to vault them over to this list. But we're keeping them off because they're not available in a lot of leagues, so we're not going to waste our time. What do we do with CeeDee Lamb? I'm taking that question off my screen right now. Doug, again, I go get Connor for Mitchell, but I do not drop Carson. That is take a lap worthy material, pal, but I still appreciate you. You're my boy. Please continue to send any super chats and questions my way. I will take care of you, my man. My father has Patterson. Oh, no! Not with your dad again, bro. I have Mike Davis. Kill me. Your dad, you're getting the call. Oh, my God. Mr. Punch is going to get the call. He already gave up Chuba Hubbard, right? Was it Chuba Hubbard or Madison? I think it was Chuba Hubbard. His dad owns McCaffrey in the family league. His dad said, son, or he, banged on the basement, on the floor and said, son, I need Chuba Hubbard. Will you give him to me for a ham sandwich? And being the great son Mr. Punch is, he said, yeah, punch it. Did it. Gave him up for a ham sandwich. Now he's expecting his dad's going to call and say, Mister, it's Dad. It's Mr. Punch here. Hey, Mister, this is Father Punch calling son Mister. I would like to have Cordero Patterson. I can give you, let's see here. I can give you Nelson Aguilar. Nelson Aguilar had 3 catches for 55 yards, son. It's probably a pretty good deal. And Mr. Punch is going to, once again, punch it. Poor Mr. Punch. Got it. You gotta give it to him. He loves his pops. Hit that thumbs up, says Captain Spock. Attaboy, Captain. Mooney out, snapped, targeted, received A-Rob through week 4. I love Mooney. I loved him in the offseason. I talked about him all offseason long. We knew that it could be until Fields got in there. And what did we say last week? Watch. Fields might look better than he did getting a whole week of practice going into the game. We knew he looked good in the preseason. It's a matter of time before Fields looks better. And who's Fields going to give the football to? You know how many I don't know what the stat is exactly. I'll try and look for it. But Mooney was so ultra impressive last year in terms of getting targets, and the catchable balls were nowhere near where they should have been, and Mooney's stats would have been through the roof had he pulled in more passes. Mooney had some crazy stats when you compared them to other players in the NFL that were big name players producing big stats, but his uncatchable balls were unreal. And we knew as soon as Fields got in there, he could definitely be a guy that tore it up. And Mooney's going to be great. I mean, you could even put Mooney ahead of Darnold. These guys are both tied at 5. If I had to rank these guys, yeah, his dad's got Patterson. Oh, his dad's going to ask for him. If I had to rank these guys after this, I'd probably rank them in this order. I'll rank them right here. I'll go Stevenson because of the upside. I'll go Lat Murray because of the touchdown potential. I'd probably go man, do we put AJ Green there? I mean, AJ Green's looking solid. Again, these guys would go. We're gonna put Patterson and Madison up here. That way, people have no questions. Okay, they're gone, but we need to make sure people know to grab them. Probably Schultz. Probably Knox. Probably Renfro. Probably Bateman. Probably then Barber. Probably Jeff Wilson. Maybe Parker. I mean, this is like a mixed bag right here. I'm not going to even rank these guys. I'm just going to put them all in a little pile. A little nice little pile. A little organized chaos right here. That's probably how I'd rank them. Gainwell, Dame, Lance, Dillon, Darnold, Mooney, assuming Madison and Patterson are both gone. Then Stevenson, Lat Murray, AJ Green, Schultz. I mean, give or take 1 or 2 spots up or down. Schultz, Knox, Renfro, Bateman, Barber, Wilson, Parker, Crowder, Tony, Braid, Bell, Max Williams, Cobb, you name it. I mean, these are the ad drops for the waiver wire ads for week 5 in a nutshell. But if I'm missing somebody, tell me who it is. I will tell you where I'd slot them. Or even if they're not necessarily available in most leagues out there, if somebody got dropped in your league, tell me and I will let you know where I would put them. Number 1 in your particular situation, I will tell you. Rapid fire questions begin now. If your question is even that long, I'm not reading it. I'm going to go to the short questions. So right now, go, hey Smitty, can you take a lap on Saquon now? No, I won't, because everything I said is coming true. You guys got to chill on the Saquon stuff. What I said about Saquon has happened from the offseason, and he's going to get better each and every week. He did nothing in week 1 and week 2, and now everybody's saying, okay, Saquon's getting going. Yeah, but what if you're 1-3 now because you drafted Saquon and didn't draft Zeke Elliott? That's the whole point. The fact that people come in here and out of context are like, Saquon had a good game. What do you think of that? Did I say Saquon wouldn't have good games? Did I say Saquon wouldn't? He's still a sell high for me. If you can sell Saquon high. If you can't sell Saquon high, you hold him. That doesn't mean I don't think he can have good and bad games or get better. But we're entering week 5 and you now finally feel like, okay, Saquon is going to help me. Saquon's going to be a top 10 running back. It's hilarious that I hear that though. Take a lap on Saquon. Why? Why would I take a lap on Saquon? He literally scared the hell out of you for 3 straight weeks. I heard take a lap on Zeke Elliott. You shouldn't have told people to draft Zeke Elliott high, Smitty. Take a lap on that after week 1. No, we are 4 weeks into football. Saquon Barkley still has injury risk I don't love, but he's getting better every single day, and he will continue. If he stays on the field, he will get better every single day. The problem is the PPR won't necessarily be there, the PPR work. And you can't take away player stats when they do what they do, they do what they do. You can't go, oh, pick and choose. If he didn't have that one carry or that touchdown. But it wasn't like he was blowing up all game. He got some really good work at the end of the game. The volume may be spotty all year there in New York. So, take victory laps on Saquon now. I understand, and I'm proud of you for sticking to your guns, and I feel good for you if Saquon did really well for you and you won your week because of Saquon. I'm not rooting against Saquon. Everything I talked about in the offseason was based around logic. And avoiding Saquon Barkley at his ADP was a smart move. Buying him low walking into last week, you did a good job if you did that. People that traded for Saquon benefited the most, not the people that drafted him. A-Rob and Hurts versus Keenan Allen and Darnold. Okay, so rapid fire session, go. Barkley will be garbage on tough matchup, says Pokemon. A-Rob and Hurts versus Keenan Allen and Darnold. I'm going to go with A-Rob and Hurts. A-Rob and Hurts versus Keenan Allen and Darnold. Give me Keenan Allen and Darnold for right now. Drop Carr or Kirk for Lance? Yeah, I would. Should I trade Patterson for Mixon? Yeah, I probably would. I probably would. But we got to find out how hurt Mixon is. Does anybody have an update on Mixon? I didn't even see that with all the other news going on. Let's see, Mixon. Was there an update on Mixon? No update on Mixon yet. So you're running the risk. You're running the risk of trading for him, though. You're running the risk. Let me know if I should trade Patterson for Mixon. We're looking into that, pal. What does the chat think? Everybody vote on that one, please. Please vote on that. I traded for Saquon after week 2. Trade Barkley high or Swift for a wide receiver 1. It depends on the option that you have to acquire. I'd rather you trade. See, Swift, everyone was all about, hey, Swift's the top 5 running back. Told you, but then this week he didn't get the volume. That's the concern for players on teams like this and in sharing situations. I depends on. I need to know more details. Like, are you gonna go trade Swift for Hopkins on the low? Then I'm kind of okay with that. If you need a wide receiver, pal. So I would do that in that situation. You know what I'm saying? Diggs is now no longer a buy low. Is Kamara's situation terrible? No, Andrew. He had, what did he have? Didn't he have 100? Didn't he have 100 yards? Didn't Kamara have a pretty decent game? Not to mention they're trying to transition quarterbacks mid-game and to still come away with, what do you have? I know people worry about his receptions with Taysom Hill, but he actually had decent touchdown productions with Taysom Hill last year in Taysom Hill's short reign. Yeah, he had 26 carries for 120 yards, and I know that people are worried about those receptions, but give Taysom Hill some time, okay? Give Taysom Hill some time. Rest of season for A-Rob. I think A-Rob's a good buy low because you're going to buy him seller dweller type pricing. Trade for Alvin Kamara. You'll see that on tomorrow's episode. Buy low on Kamara, buy low on Lamb, buy low on Ridley. I'm not going to tell you them all. I don't want to give away the entire content for tomorrow's show, but I'll be filming it all day and release it sometime before the evening, I believe. So get ready for that. Rest of season, Jacoby. Jacoby, what did he finish? What was his line tonight? Let's pull it up here. Jacoby Myers finished with a 8 for 70 line with no TDs. Not bad. I like him. He's kind of like a wide receiver 3-4. A guy you're not going to lock into the wide receiver 3 role, but you might rotate through if the matchup looks good or he starts turning it on a little bit. Sell high on Clyde. I mean, again, this goes back to would I sell high on Barkley? Would I sell high on Henry? Would I sell high on Kupp? Would I sell high on Josh Allen? Would I sell high on Mahomes? Would I sell high on Clyde? Would I sell high on anybody? I'll sell high on anyone if I feel like it can make my team better, because it's all about being a smart manager. So in general, my question, or my answer to your question would be, if you can get the right deal, sure. But is my gut instinct or my reaction coming out of week 4, I gotta go sell Clyde because I'm afraid of a decline? No. I mean, Clyde had 2 back-to-back 100-yard games with a touchdown. Clyde looks very involved in the most exciting and most potent offense in the NFL. You could argue the Cardinals. You could argue my Cardinals. But Casey's proven that offense is fire. Clyde's got his groove back. Clyde broke through that mental barrier of not scoring a touchdown and the fumbling. Clyde was very involved. Clyde was fire. Clyde is doing fantastic. If you bought Clyde low, you did fantastic. So in general, I'm not looking to trade him high. If the right offer comes a knocking, pal, I would punch it for anybody. Zeke or Tyreek Hill? That's a great question. Probably Tyreek Hill. but I love Zeke right now. Zeke's proven to be a monster. Let me pull up one of the scoring overall scores for running backs in one of my leagues and see where Zeke's finishing in. So leaders, running back, season stats for the entire year. Zeke Elliott. I don't know if this is updated yet. I don't think this is updated yet because Zeke Elliott would be ranking probably higher. Oh, God, 30 point. Zeke Elliott. I don't know if people realize Zeke Elliott carried the ball 20 times for 143 yards and 1 touchdown. That is 7.15 yards per pop. He's not even getting used in the receiving game all that much. He had 1 target. And I don't think that's something that will continue. I think they will use Zeke Elliott more and more in the receiving game. I'm not worried about that. I think Dak's spreading it around in a weird way that I think is making people worry about Lamb, making people worry about Cooper on and off. Schultz is getting a lot of work. I really, really, really think that Zeke's going to get more work later on, and injuries pile up, and so, it's possible that, Wilson gets hurt or something happens to where Zeke's going to be used more in the receiving game. So I like Zeke. I'm not selling Zeke unless somebody offers me a boatload. If someone offered me Hill and I was stacked at running back, I'd take that. But part of me wonders what we're looking at here, pal. Like, what's that do to your running backs? What's that do to your wide receivers on either one of these kinds of swaps? Media send me an offer for him. It's fine. I'll trade with you. Damian Williams or Gainwell if you're a Montgomery owner. You got to probably look to, it depends. You almost have to wait for the news. You'll know whether Damian Williams is vital to you. If you can't live without David Montgomery's production, you might need to go Dame Williams, but try and get both. You know what I'm saying? Gaskins, is Gaskins toast, Smitty? I don't think he's toast. I think he needs to get volume before I trust him. So to the bench he might go unless you're hurting for running back. He's kind of that exciting, crafty, very low buy, hope he rebounds type of running back because he's ultra talented. They're not using him properly at all. The problem and concern is, will he ever get used this year? There's I don't know, if I had to put a percentage on it, 50% chance. That's a high percentage. So we see a drop. Not a drop yet. Depends on your league. If he got dropped, let me put it this way, LaShawn, I would try and find room to add him and stash him. If your IR spots allow you to put someone on IR because they suck, then you could take him and put him on your IR S spot for sucking. Past that, I try and find room for him, but there might be some leagues where if he got cut, let's put it this way, if he got cut in a league with small benches, I'm not cutting a Gainwell, probably. I'm not cutting a AJ Dillon, who I'm waiting on for Gaskin, which is crazy because I really like Gaskin coming into the season, but the Dolphins completely ruined his value. They don't use him properly. Sometimes we feel like we know more than these coaches, and it's funny to some people when we talk like that, but I'll tell you what, I think like Moneyball, like the way Moneyball revolutionized, people laugh at me for this, but the way Moneyball revolutionized baseball in some ways, or revolutionized some thinking around team building and numbers and how to better use statistics to guide you in decision making with personnel. I really believe that fantasy football analysts, people that look at the numbers, that look at the production and the output, you look at the end result, have something important to say that should be incorporated in NFL scouting. And that might be laughed at now, but I guarantee you that someday, I agree with Smitty 100%. Flores is not using him properly. Talking about Gaskin. I always make fun of people that say Gaskins, plural, and I just did it. Someday, people are going to incorporate fantasy football analyst thinking into their scouting profiles and scouting, because you can kind of like, if I know a guy's got the potential to give you the numbers that are elite, then I know that player's got what it takes. Sometimes coaches will be as simplistic as, I'm going to go with that running back because I feel like he's got these fundamentals down. And they're not looking at the potential like we are. We're looking around, kind of like a curve shot around all the noise to see where it lands. What's going to happen if both players get in there and start learning at the same rate? Is this player going to go crazy? Is Gaskins going to help win games and have big production? I say yeah. I say if Miami fed Gaskins, they would be so much more productive on offense. That Miami offense would be firing on more cylinders than people believe if they put their money on Gaskins. If they gave this guy the amount of carries that he needs to start being consistent and pop runs off. He's explosive. I guarantee you, if Gaskins got X number of touches, the Dolphins would have an amplified amount of production and movement with the ball, more first downs, more everything. It would cascade across the offense. That's why I think fantasy football minds are so much more important to, I think, scouting than people give us credit. We look at things a different way. 180 in here and only 50 likes. Are you out of your minds? 180 of you are in here and we've got 50 thumbs up. Please punch it. It helps your boy Smitty. It helps the channel. And all it takes is 1 second to just tap that thumbs up button. Lewis with a super chat. Kevin with a super chat. And I think I'm caught up on my super chats. If I missed one, please let me know. And I will definitely take care of you. So let me know. Lewis says, Smitty, I got an offer. The player nobody wanted before CEH for Darrell Henderson and T. Higgins. Any thoughts? I take Clyde Edwards-Helaire by a mile because of the running back value that he holds. I'm not a big fan of that Rams rushing attack because I don't trust McVay. I don't feel like everyone's going to be healthy, and there's some kind of running back committee there. There's going to be... It's something I don't trust. I trust Clyde. I trust Clyde right now. Next question. Thank you for the question. I would try to trade for DJ Moore. The guy has been the best running back. What? That guy has him. His best running back is Mixon, but if I can finesse Adams from him, I'm a try. Okay, let me see, Kevin. Let me see if I can break this down. I would try to trade DJ Moore. That has Kevin, reword this for me. You're trying to trade DJ Moore for Mixon, you're saying, or finesse him for Adams. You could try and trade DJ Moore and a running back for Adams. I would do that, but I don't know. I guess DJ Moore for Mixon if you need a running back, that's not bad. I just don't know how hurt Mixon is, pal. So you're kind of you're rolling the dice there. Is Rondelle more worth a hold? I want to say yes, but to be completely honest with you, I don't know right now. I feel like there's too many weapons. I think if AJ Green went down or if Kirk went down, Rondelle Moore's value would skyrocket. So you could cut him and wait, but the moment you cut him, he's going to have a monster game like he did in what was it, week 2? How about James Washington? Yeah, I suppose he's not a bad move. Thank you, Logan, for the super chat. Logan, if you've got a question, please ask me, and I'll try and look for your question. When is Dalvin Cook going to get his crap together? Well, I mean, he's got to stay healthy, man, and he's having a tough time staying healthy. He might be on the buy low list tomorrow. You'll find out more, or he could be on the sell high list, or he could be on both, because right now in weeks 4, 5, 6, we're coming out of week 4, but weeks 4, 5, 6, 7, every year, a lot of the players on the buy low list are also on the sell high list because the values are all over the map. Depending on if you drafted and you're holding one player, you might want to sell them, or if you don't own the player and the person's getting panicked and wants to sell them, they might freak out and sell them low, like Mixon going into last week, or even Mixon coming out of this week. You might want to sell Mixon, and you might find this out tomorrow. You might want to sell Mixon because, or let's use Gibson. You might want to sell Gibson because Gibson scored again, back-to-back weeks with touchdowns, but you watched the game and you're like, Where's his involvement? What am I going to do with this guy? He scored twice. Maybe the guy that I'm going to trade with didn't watch the game. He saw the production, but I watched and my heart's pounding. When's Gibson going to get more work? Oh my God, McKissick's way too involved. In that case, you might want to sell because you know what's going on. You invested high dollar value in Gibson and you want to get out of it before it crashes, right? Or you know that guy owning Gibson, you don't own him, wants to get rid of him at low value. He's also a good buy because your entry point is nowhere near what you paid on draft day. Two guys, the same guy could be on two different lists, the buy low list and the sell high list. It's not uncommon in weeks 4, 5, 6, 7. Always happens. Trade or hold Najee, depends on what you can get for him, pal. I'm holding him unless the offer is very strong. He's still a monster. He's still a beast. He still scored a touchdown. He had, 14 receptions last week. Bro, you got to keep him. Jonathan Taylor, you will find him on tomorrow's list. He might be both a sell and a sell high and a buy low. CeeDee Lamb or DJ Moore, I wouldn't be opposed to anybody liking one over the other. Let me put it that way. You're not crazy, LaShawn, if you like DJ Moore more, and I'm not crazy for liking CD Moore, and I do. Has Najee not been eating in PPR? He has been. We just ignore elite Lamar looks right now. Do we ignore how elite Lamar looks right now? Lamar looks pretty good. He does, obviously. His final stat line for tonight, for those that don't know, let me get the numbers so I'm not misquoting his numbers. 316, 1 TD, no INTs, which was nice. Lamar Jackson, 7 carries for 28 yards. He looked pretty good. I mean, that wasn't that. If you're talking about Lamar, his football production, how good he looks on the field, but I mean that fantasy production, there are a ton of quarterbacks like Darnold that crushed him this week. So from a fantasy perspective, I like him. But there are guys I like more. There are a handful of quarterbacks I would draft over Lamar Jackson right now. But he does look good. Did Smitty miss my super? Did Smitty miss a super chat? Kevin, thank you for letting me know on that. Kevin, trade Barkley or Swift for his Moore or Adams. First of all, even a guy that has talked about the risk level with Barkley and all that, there's no way I'm trading Barkley for DJ Moore, and I like DJ Moore. I would trade Swift for Devontae Adams, but I could also see a world where somebody needs a running back and they traded Adams for Swift and maybe a smaller player, or they would bite the bullet and say, look, I need a running back bad. I'm going to trade Adams for Swift straight up. Those aren't crazy trades whatsoever. The Barkley for Moore or the Swift and Moore are arguable, but I'd rather have Swift right now because I think Swift has more trade value. He's a running back. But no, Barkley you need to take out of this conversation because he will get better and better. He holds some risk for re-injury or like I said, hamstring, Achilles, groin, and other ACL tears, especially when you hit the amount of workload he's hitting coming off of an off season where he was barely ready. Like his knee, he's going to be limited all year at certain points during the week because his knee's going to have swelling. There's a reason it's swelling, guys. That he's overworking his knee because he wants to be on the field. So there is risk to re-injury. I don't want to hear, oh, he looked great. Of course he did. He's going to look better and better each week. He's Barkley. But I don't trade him for DJ Moore, though. I don't trade him for DJ Moore. For Adams, I suppose I would consider trading Barkley for Adams if you were stacked at running back, which I don't think you probably are, because Barkley was probably your first or second overall pick. But Swift for Adams, heck yeah. Swift for Moore, depends on the situation, but doable, acceptable, not crazy, not horrible. Thoughts on A.J. Brown? You'll find out tomorrow more on this, but he's a buy low and a sell high. He is both. Depends on your situation entirely. Smitty, A-Rod, DJ Moore, A.J. Brown, Eckler, Monty, Kelsey, Cooks, A.B. Tannehill. Who do I trade? You're going to trade... I mean, you can't really trade any of these guys coming off bad weeks. Monty's hurt. Kelsey didn't do great. AB, you're not going to be able to sell high. Eckler, you got to wait for tomorrow. Or you could try and shop him early. DJ Moore, you could sell probably kind of high. AJ Brown, you might be able to sell for a safer option that might be a little bit lesser talent. That's kind of what I'm going to talk about tomorrow. But DJ Moore, probably. I think I might sell DJ Moore high right now. I might sell DJ Moore and try and get into a... Man, you could get into a couple different players. I'm trying to think of a running back. Does anybody have an idea for DJ Moore and a running back swap for McCoy? Super chat. Thank you guys for the super chats. I'll drag them on screen and attack each one real quickly. Rank Debo, Evans, and Chase rest of season. Trade or hold. Got Jefferson and Ridley wide receiver 1 and 2. I'm going to tell you right now. Jefferson and Ridley are my number 1 and number 2 wide receivers on this entire list. Do not go swapping them out. Have patience with Ridley. Jamar Chase, I would probably rank 3rd, even though Debo is going absolutely bonkers. I get that, but Debo's going to be on my sell high list for week 5. You're going to see more of that tomorrow and more reasons why. But Debo, you can't sell low. That's the point of everything that we're talking about tonight. Everything is a combination of upside versus risk or potential, what can you get in a trade? Is it worth even making a trade? Evans and Debo are very, very close for me. I think you got to put Debo ahead of Evans for right now, but that doesn't mean that I wouldn't, in crafty fashion, trade Debo for an Evans if I could get something else. So I would definitely consider that so-called downgrade if I thought it could help my team. But I'm definitely going to rank them Jefferson, Ridley, Chase, and probably Chase and Debo, or you could go Debo and Chase. I wouldn't get mad at that, but I'm gonna put Chase number 3. So that's my rank there. Hope that helps you, pal. Contrarian, thank you for the super chat. I'm gonna put you right here in the corner, then get to your question in 1 second. Logan says Mike Williams and Waller for Chubb, Pitts, and Godwin. I'd take that in a heartbeat. Look, I like Waller, but Pitts is close enough in terms of the potential long-term value Pitts I think will eventually have. Assuming he's healthy and everything. He's close enough, not anywhere. Let me rephrase that. He's not close to Waller, but the gap in Mike Williams versus Chubb and Godwin, he's easily good enough to replace Waller to get that kind of value. I trade Mike Williams and Waller for Chubb, Pitts, and Godwin in a heartbeat. Just because of the amount of production you get out of that in total. I got Najee, Barkley, and Swift starting, says Kevin. Kevin, what was your question? It's already, here it is. No, that's the question now. Where's Kevin's question? Here we go. Barkley or Swift for his Moore or Adams. So you have Barkley, Swift, and Najee. I trade Swift for Adams in a heartbeat in your situation. I'm hesitant to do it for DJ Moore, but I suppose I would. On that one, but I'm not trading Najee. I'm not trading Barkley. I'd maybe trade Barkley for Adams if you couldn't get any other deal done and you need this wide receiver move to win your league. Adams is arguable. I probably would say I would do Adams over Barkley. But that's me. It doesn't mean that if anybody wanted to keep Barkley that I'd be opposed to that. Contrarian, thank you for the super chat. Smitty, so much valuable info. Thank you from all of us. Appreciate you, man. And no, you guys you're not schmucks, man. You guys know as much as collectively we are unstoppable. And that's why I love this community so much, because you guys make me better. We all together make each other better. And honestly, you guys collectively are insane in terms of having this knowledge that a show in some total is going to have. You guys have it. You guys are the show. Has any wide outperformed his ADP more than DJ Moore? Deebo Samuel, probably pal. Cooper Kupp and DJ Moore. Those guys all together probably all hold that title, to be honest with you. DJ Moore, trade DJ Moore for Jonathan Taylor. That's not crazy. I mean, either side of that I'd understand. So that's a fair swap. McCoy needs a running back. I didn't see what the question was. McCoy, man, is Mike Davis droppable? I mean, he had a touchdown and did okay. They used him when it counted. I don't know if he's droppable, but he's definitely inconsistent, and I don't know that I expect a ton from him. Maybe package DJ Moore and Lat Murray for Henry. I don't think you're going to get that done, but sure, try. And you guys, my opinion has not changed on Derrick Henry. I said this from the beginning of the year. Derrick Henry was going to ball out at the beginning of the season. At some point, I will sell him and recommend everybody sell him high, probably right around double-digit weeks or earlier if you could get the right deal. Always shop him and see. But Derrick Henry has a high likelihood of breaking down or getting hurt. The volume is massive. It's unprecedented. It's unprecedented. Unprecedented. It sound like Arnold. Get to the chopper. It's unprecedented. It is a hard word to say. Get to the chopper. This is a highly situation. Get down. Trade him. Get rid of Henry. He's going to go down by week 10. Get him to the chopper and sell him now. I'm so tired. Can't even speak. Smitty, why is Stevenson not Brandon Bolden? Look, you can put Brandon Bolden on this list too, pal. I'm not like locking this thing in. This is my gut instinct. Stevenson has a lot of talent. Brandon Bolden could definitely be leaned on by Bill. I mean, of course. But we watched Stevenson blow up in the preseason, pal. He blew up in the preseason. It's a matter of time. They are human. He's going to get injured sooner or later. Yeah, I mean, just the volume's insane. He's going to be... I've talked about this a lot. I talk about this a lot. This is my fake Etch-a-Sketch when we're talking about Shanahan and how he had all these plays drawn up for Trey Lance and then he doesn't use them on his Etch-a-Sketch. Okay, so here's... I've done this a lot. Here's a graph. Here's 2019, 2020, and 2021. So in 2019, what was it? 303 carries. I forget the exact numbers. It was like 400 plus. And then in 2021, literally by half of the season. So he's just going to be going 2.5 seasons. The man's going to have in this half of a season right here, going to have this total up to 1,000 carries in 2.5 years. And he's been in the league a while. This is just looking at his last 2.5 years. For perspective, Zeke Elliott entered 2021 with 1,500 carries to his name, and everybody was running for the hills because of 1,500 carries over the course of an entire career, where Henry he will approach 1,000 total carries within a 2.5 years window. I'm going to recommend selling Cup, but only high, not medium rare, not medium, not slightly high. You sell Cup super high or you don't sell them at all. And you don't sell them at all if you don't need a trade. If you're blowing up, you're first in points and you've got a 3-1 record, why on earth would you sell anybody if you're not getting a deal you just can't say no to, which in that case I would. But if it's like I don't know if I should do this deal, it's close enough, Smitty, what do you think? And I'm like, yeah, I kind of like it. Why make trades like that at all if you're blowing up? Don't make moves. What if Gainwell and Patterson are available? You got to take Patterson, pal. Patterson's the now. Gainwell potentially could be, eventually become a now player. And he's kind of a flex, a crafty flex play, but he could be up and down, whereas Patterson's not up and down. Patterson's in the end zone, bro. Patterson's just living in the end zone. You got to take Patterson right now. I'm not doing that deal unless you're the one trading Cup away, says Martin. Look at Martin helping out. All right, let's go to the voicemails. I'll do a couple of them. Go to my Instagram at The Fantasy Football Show. We're going to end the show with some voice messages. I'm going to hit it now and play. I think I have a few here that were here from last time. So let's play Leave a voicemail right now if you have a question. I'm live. This is somebody asking me a question a minute ago. Okay, so I think I have a good old voicemail. Some of these are going to be old, and I don't want to play the old ones, so drop me a new one right now. Here we go. Look at Zach already on it. Oh, he took it away. Zach, he messed up. He butt dialed me. Zach, I'll come back to you. This question's from Peyton. I'm going to read it. I'm reading this live on the Fantasy Football Show, which you can replay. And we're an hour and 5 minutes in. 204 people in the room. Hit the thumbs up if you haven't already. It takes you 1 second and helps me so much I can't even describe it. Oh, Peyton, you still there? Peyton, should I trade Waller and Mike Williams for Najee and Pitts? Probably not, but I like where your head's at. Get another full extra player involved in this, and I might sign off on it. Jeezy, go to my Instagram at The Fantasy Football Show. Let me get all these players off the screen. You've got it by now, right? You get the point. These are the waiver wire guys for week number 5, and they were kind of in order there. This is the tail end of it right here that I'm getting rid of. Renfro and Bateman, and then here are the top 5. I'll leave those guys in the corner. But if you want to leave me a voice message, go to Instagram at The Fantasy Football Show and leave me a voice message right now, and I will answer your question. 191 of you in here. Please punch the thumbs up. I imagine 11 of you just left to go leave a voice message. That's why it dropped real quick.
Backup Tony Jones Jr. went down today, and I was wondering who I should pick up as his backup since I have Kamara, and is Trey Lance a better start going forward than Joe Burrow? Thanks, Smitty.
Joe Burrow, what do you guys think in the chat? Trey Lance or Joe Burrow? What's your prediction? Who's going to be worth more? Let Zach know what you think. And Tony Jones, let me look up Tony Jones's injury and see how bad it is, if anything's even being reported on it right now. He's carted. I know we know he's carted off the field with an ankle. I mean, you get carted off the field with an ankle, you're out multiple weeks. You're not out like a couple days or something. So we're looking at probably, I don't know, is it Ty Montgomery? Let's see who got carries. That'll be a decent indication as to who could be the backup, pal. So we'll go to that Saints game. It's probably Taysom Hill. You know, we didn't put Taysom Hill on the ad drop list. That was kind of a goof on our part. I think I saw someone write Taysom when I was doing some stuff, and I'm like, why is he talking about Taysom? Let me put him on the tail end here, because he actually would be deserving around the 6th spot. So Taysom Hill, you have just cracked Taysom background color. Let's give him that, like, I don't know, somewhat looking color for the Saints there. Okay, so Taysom Hill. Taysom Hill's the new running back, pal. Taysom Hill's the backup. Taysom Hill. Ty Montgomery got 2 carries. Dwayne Washington 1. Alex Arma, whatever, 1 carry. Probably Ty Montgomery is probably the backup, Zach. And then Zach's got 1 more.
And if I have Damian Williams, should I try trading him to the David Montgomery owner and try to get a piece in return, or should I just hold Damian Williams?
I would look for sure. I mean, hold him if you have to, but try. Taysom Hill, Smitty, come on. I don't know what that means, B, because I didn't have him on my ad drop. Look, he's right there. What are you talking about? He's been there the whole time, Mr. B. I don't know what you're yelling at me for, pal. I'm doing the best, as Mom always yelled and screamed at me. I'm doing the best I can, Mr. B. Get Taysom to the chopper. Where's our Arnold? Get him to the chopper. Get him in the lineup now. Where's the other one? Where's this one? Come with me if you want to win. Get that. I'm new here. Nelly, we appreciate you being here. How'd you find us, pal? You didn't answer my super chat. Sorry. Let me look. All you gotta do is remind me. My bad. There we go. Man sent me Cooper Kupp for Lamar and Diggs. I have Cousins. Oh, I take Lamar and Diggs. I'm sorry. I know a lot of you Cooper Kupp fans out there are going to say, don't trade him, don't trade him. Look, I get Cousins has played pretty well. It's 4 weeks of football, and he kind of came back down to earth today. Give me Lamar and Diggs, who's in my top 1 to 5 wide receivers. There's a really good shot Diggs outscores Cooper Kupp going forward, and there's a decent shot Cooper Kupp outscores Diggs. It's pretty arguable. I would probably take Diggs and Lamar without even thinking about it, pal. And I'm sorry it took me so long to see that. Thank you for reminding me that I missed your super chat. If anybody else sent a super chat and I didn't get to it, scream and yell at me real quick and I'll go up and grab it. Appreciate you sending that. But yeah, Lamar and Diggs, even Zach F thinks so. And he sometimes, is not paying attention, right, Zach? Because you tell me my videos are live when they're not. No problem. Man, I'm going to call you man. It's just easier for me. Thanks, man. You're the man. Both, and I appreciate that super chat. Both those players on a good day could get you 30 plus. That's what I'm talking about, pal. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, almost 100 likes. Look at that. You guys come through in the clutch. Even without Terry, you're going to hit 100 likes on the show. I can't thank you enough. Every show, my goal is to get to 100. Just know that. It helps the algorithm. It helps the YouTube channel grow. It's one small thing you can do. Just when you come in, I ask you. I implore you. Okay, your man Smitty's asking you for a favor, for a solid. I want a solid commitment every time you come in. Just hit the thumbs up. It's so simple. You're watching me anyways. You're here for a reason. You must like me a little bit. Like, do me a solid and punch it when you come in. It's so helpful. It's so helpful. Thank you, Young. Young just hit the thumbs up. All right. I'm waking up Miss Smitty too. I'm waking up Miss Smitty here. Okay? I'm waking up Miss Smitty here. We're almost, how many hours? We've been alive an hour and 11 minutes. All right, next voicemail.
Who is someone dependable that I can trade Lockett for?
Lockett, someone dependable. Lockett lost a little value this week. We knew that would happen. DK Metcalf. I know he doesn't feel dependable to you, pal, but I'm trading for DK right now. I'm doing that in a split second. Ridley. Go trade from now. You don't want to trade Lockett for a guy that's been dependable. You want to trade Lockett for a guy that will be dependable. Running backs, I mean, man, that depends. Running backs are weird. We need to do a running back ranking on Tuesday. We need to do a running back ranking on Tuesday and find out where the running back twos are. I don't think there are any running back twos left. Can you guys name more than one or two running back twos? The RB2s are done. They're gone. It's like you have running back ones. The RB2s fell off the face of the earth. And my eyes are dry. Red as can be. I'm on no sleep. Looking at these screens all day. Dry as can be. Alex with the super chat. The pesos. I don't know how to calculate it, but I appreciate it, Alex. Doesn't even matter. Just generous of you. Hey man, what do you think of trading Odell for Miles Sanders? I'm a bit thin at running backs. I'd do that. I would do that, but only if you're getting Gainwell somehow, pal. Look for Gainwell on waivers. Make it happen. Cup the situation. Odell doesn't... What did Odell even finish with today? If Odell did like something and I didn't even realize he had like 125 yards, I'm gonna retract that. But hold on, let me look at Odell. Let me see what Odell did. I probably had no idea he blew up. He didn't. 2 catches for 27 yards. That's why I didn't hear about him. Yeah, go get the off chance Sanders bounces back, but you got to try your best to get Kenny Gainwell, pal. Thanks for everything you do, Smitty. My running backs are Kamara, Monty, Gibson, Madison, Javonte, Dillon, Terry, Ridley, Higgins, Devontae Smith. Any trade ideas? Yeah. Let me calculate this real quick. Carry over the Kamara, Monty. Make sure you go try and get Dame Williams. Man, that sucks. Monty got hurt for you. Gibby, you can't sell high. Really, you can't. You just can't. Kamara, you can't really sell him high either. People are going to be panicked as hell, not knowing what's going on with that situation. Your sell high wide receiver is Terry McLaurin. I know it hurts. He just dropped massive amounts of points all over the field. Just sprinkled it all over the field. And you're excited about him. You don't want to get rid of him, but you're coming to me and saying, Smitty, I need to make a trade, pal. I've got Monty potentially out for a while. What do I do? What do I do? Well, McLaurin might be able to buy you a Ridley and a Monty upgrade, a Ridley and a Gibby upgrade, a Ridley and a QB potential upgrade. You got Ridley. Damn. DK. Use DK. It doesn't matter. DK, Ridley, same thing. They're both buy lows. They're both top 6 wide receiver potential guys. So, rewind. Everything I just said about Ridley, the guy you already own. DK. Monty believed to have avoided major injury. That's good news. That's really good news. But still go get Damian if I'm you. But I'm using McLaurin to go get DK and you get some other bump. So look at the DK Metcalf owners team, say, hey, what does he have that I can upgrade? And then try and do it. If that doesn't work, look at his quarterbacks. If that doesn't work, look at his tight end. Maybe you can upgrade Higgins. Thank you for the super chat, pal. Patterson is for real, huh? I mean, for now, pal. For now, he is for real. Lamb is not only 3 targets, says Terry. Tyler must not be very happy with Lamb. I'm buying low. You'll find out more tomorrow, Tyler. Let me tell you the proper way so you'll remember it. Don't sell Lamb. Buy low on Lamb, Tyler. Get him to the chopper, pal. Don't get rid of him. He's not going down. Mike Jones. Smitty is officially Trey Lance season. It absolutely is, but we've already heard Shanahan or some news breaking about if Jimmy's healthy, he's the guy. But let me tell you something. If Trey Lance is balling, they would absolutely can Shanahan if he tried to take Lance out if he's balling. I made a hot chip challenge contest thing going on with my Quad Box show on Fridays on Instagram. I do we call it the Quad Box show. It's all 49ers. And I said that the Seahawks will win the game. And if I was wrong, I'd have to eat one of those world's hottest chips that you get. It's like a $20 chip. It comes in packaging. You got to wear gloves when you take it out. And if the Seahawks would have lost, I would have had to eat it. But my counterparts, the other 3 hosts on the Quad Box show, which you can find at the Fantasy Football Show on Instagram, by the way, those guys said and laughed in my face and said, hey, media, are you still here? They laughed in my face and said, Seattle's not winning the game. And I root for the Niners. I love Trey Lance. I love the show. I love the community. I'm very much like an adopted 49er person in that community. So it's all love in the community. But I was being honest and brought the hard truth to the conversation, saying Shanahan's not the head coach. He should not be a head coach. Shanahan is not a head coach. He is an OC. And he's playing head coach right now, and it's messing with everything. I don't even know if he's going to have the OC capabilities anymore when he finally gets ousted. But this team needs to get rid of him. They won't. I'm just speaking truth. They need to get rid of him. He is the problem. He's gun shy about who he wants to put into the lineup. He's messed up at quarterback his entire career, passing on guys like Mahomes and Watson and going with guys like Jimmy. On top of that, news broke. You remember that whole thing where Brady said they want to keep that guy that guy over me, that like bum over me. Remember that when Brady broke that little ESPN clip where he's being interviewed and he says, I said to him, you want to keep that guy over me? It was Jimmy. He was talking about the Niners. No one knew exactly what team he was talking about. He was talking about Jimmy G and the Niners. Shanahan had the opportunity to bring in Tom Brady. Shanahan probably had more of an opportunity than we know to try and go after Aaron Rodgers. Apparently they said no, but who knows what was offered. And time and time again, this man's messed up at quarterback. Then he drafts Trey Lance at number 3 overall and goes with a mediocre quarterback. while everybody else has the cojones to put their rookies out there week 1, 2, and 3, and 4 and learn. And then what happens? Mac Jones is ready to roll, firing on all cylinders by week 4. Look at good old Zack Wilson, who has nowhere near the support Trey Lance has in San Fran. And Zack Wilson starts looking better. Oh, what's Fields do week 4? Starts looking better. Trey Lance with that Niners team, the defense, the support, Debo, everything going on there, would have had enough support to win games. Would have had enough support to come away at least with the 2-2 record that they currently have right now. Probably 3-1. Probably 3-1 or at least 2-2. They would have been 2-2. Let's say they would have lost that Packer game anyway. They would have at least been 2-2. Had Trey Lance earning 4 games of learning absorption. Not to mention, there is no team in the league that is built differently for 2 different quarterbacks, meaning you can't prepare, which is why the play calling was so garbage in this game, this San Fran week 4 game where they got blasted by the Seahawks. They kind of came back at the end there, but the reason they looked so putrid was not only Shanahan's horrible play calling and coaching, but because you have different blocking schemes. You have different pass protections for Trey Lance versus Jimmy G. Your entire playbook opens up differently in a different direction, left to right, right to like it's a completely backward situation because Trey Lance runs the football. He's mobile. Everything changes. And so to not prepare from day one when you draft the guy number 3 overall, and all of us know Jimmy G is not it. He's not it. He's not surviving 4 or 5 games. I'm surprised he survived 3.5 games. He shouldn't have. The only reason he survived 3.5 games is because of Kyle Shanahan. Okay? But then you get this guy, Trey Lance, in there in week 4 when the team's not prepared. The blocking's different. Everything is different. And you wonder why he struggles because this team isn't set up right. They could have prepared for this all off season long. So my whole point is this. What was the question? Why am I even talking about this? It's officially Trey Lance season. Yes, it is. And I don't... Oh, the hot chip. So they're eating the hot chip. Make sure you... I think it's going to be Friday on Instagram about 9 p.m. Eastern. On Instagram. If you follow me on The Fantasy Football Show on Instagram, you will be alerted when I go live if you turn on your notifications. And I will be going live with the Quad Box crew, who I spit this kind of truth to them all the time, and they sometimes take it well, and sometimes they push back on it and later go, you know what, Smitty, that was a good point. You make a lot of sense. And so I bring balance to this Niner-only show with a bunch of awesome dudes. They know their football. They know their Niner talk. I just bring a different angle that's not fan-based. It's logical. It's not clouded with the whole, Homer fan type mentality, which they're gonna have. And so they're eating the chip, the hot chip, the Packy, I think it's called, one of the hottest chips in the world. It's $20 a chip. It comes in its own wrapping in a big box, and the box is like this big. It looks like a casket. It's got like skulls and fire all over it. You open up the box, it's got one chip in it. You peel the chip, you have gloves on, you eat it, and then apparently you have what is called a 11 out of 10 experience on the back end. So whether you could handle hot stuff, you might call it a 5 out of 10 in terms of hotness. You might call it a 10. You apparently sweat like crazy. You apparently lay down. It's horrible. But let's say it's a 5 or 6 out of 10 and you've got the stomach for it. I've heard from the people that are able to taste these things and manage, the burning sensation in the mouth, and all their whole body just goes up like 10, 15 degrees in temperature. It feels like these people that are able to do this say that it's 11 out of 10 in difficulty on the back end, meaning you're hugging the toilet bowl and you're not going to work the next day. These guys shouldn't have bet against me when I'm using the logic involved on the Seahawks situation here. Russell Wilson wasn't going to lose that game. Not to mention, the moment I heard that the kicker was injured for the 49ers, that's like going into a playoff game with 1 minute left and you're down and you have no free throw shooters. Like, you've got like 20% foul shooters from the foul line and you're going into the final couple minutes of the game. It's over. It's over. Without kicking, there's no way. There's no way the Niners are going to win that game. I did get nervous when the onside kick came, but then I remembered this is not the kicker. This is the punter doing the onside kick, and he just kind of punted it, and the game was over. So, pretty fun stuff. Watch the Hot Chip Challenge. Partake probably this Friday on the Quad Box on the Fantasy Football Show. Let's get to the final voice messages. Here we got James.
Who is someone dependable that I can trade?
Oh, I already got that one. Thanks, pal. Appreciate you. Next question from all of you fine folks. This one's from Brian.
Who is the receiver to own in Denver?
I mean, Brian, what was that at the end of your message, pal?
Who is the receiver to own in Denver?
What was that at the end? Was that a... Were you letting one rip, or was that a belch, or was that maybe the chair? Everybody listen. Everybody describe what they hear at the end of this message.
Who is the receiver to own in Denver?
Brian, let me know what that was, pal. I think I love these voicemails reveal so much amazingness inside the voicemail. You know, it's like it's not just the question, it's the experience. What we experience with Brian right now cannot be explained.
Who is the receiver to own in Denver?
Oh, Brian, let me see. Brian, can you please describe what we heard at the end of that message? We would love to know. But we darn well appreciate you, my man. Thanks for asking the question, Brian. Oh, and I'll even record this back. We're live. I think I think the guy to own in Denver is probably none other than Cortland Sutton right now, but hopefully Judy comes back and is healthy. The problem with those high ankles is sometimes you're never fully right until the end of the year, but I want to say Judy later and Sutton now. And Sutton had that big 100-yard game. What was it, like 140 or 150? I have no doubt that he will kind of come around. But let me pull up the Denver game here and just kind of check out some of the numbers, because to be honest with you, I'm not sure what Patrick did in this game. So I got 20 seconds left before the message ends. But you can always, hopefully you're listening live too. I'm going to say, so the Broncos, I've got 10 seconds. Cortland Sutton still 3 for 47, led the team in receiving yards, but not reception. Yeah, I'm going to go with Sutton. Final answer. Silver says, everybody hit that like button. No, Allen Robinson gets better as winter comes. Yeah, winter's coming. Allen Robinson does good north of the wall once it's winter. But Fields is going to get better. That's what's important. Mr. B says he just feels comfortable around me. And Mike, thank you for the question. Let's see here. Hopefully Brian took that as a good sport. Alex, what do you think of Javonte Williams rest of season? Will he be a running back too? Alex, I saw this. I'm sorry I didn't reply yet. Javonte Williams is still waiting, pal. Like, we're all waiting, and the great part is you could trade for him low because people are going to get tired and impatient with him, but he's still doing well with what they're giving him. You know what I mean? Trade Herbert and Deontay for Diggs. It depends on your quarterback, Mike. You're going to have to hit me with more details than that, pal. And Alex, thank you again for the question. And yeah, I think Javonte will be a running back too, but right now he's kind of more like flex value. Like, he's not getting the volume we want. Not getting the volume of a running back too yet. We got to wait and see, pal. Mike has Lance, trade Herbert and Deontay for Diggs. I'd trade Lance and Deontay for Diggs. Can you do that? I'd rather keep Herbert. You might even be able to pull that off, pal. Let me see, Brian. Brian, I hope you didn't take offense to that, pal. Come back and let us know what that was, though. Make up something. This is live. I think everyone can hear me, but It's okay to make up something. Smitty, check super chat. Okay, I'm on my way. On the hunt, Silver. I got that one. I don't know if that's the one you meant. And I don't see any other voicemails. What are you guys doing? Hey, man. What do you think of trading Odell for Miles Sanders? I got that one. And then this one right here. I think I got that one as well. Roberts. Monty Gibby. Yeah, I took care of that. I think I'm all caught up on the super chats. We have a little delay. You're maybe just reminding me. 22 likes, 191 watching. Thank you, pal, for staying on top of that. Silver, Rapture. Silver, why haven't you sent me a question yet? And where's Brian? Did Brian leave? I hope Brian didn't leave. Silver, where's my question? Let me see if I can send media. Media, we're awaiting a question for you. We're live on the show. Where's my voicemail, pal? Just take some Febreze. Did he come in here? Did Brian come in here? Did Brian come in and explain himself in here? Or is Brian Mr. B? Mr. B, is that you? Are you Brian? Cannon with the super chat. Smitty, Stafford, Saquon, Mixon, Javonte, JJ, McLaurin, Amari, Odell Beckham Jr., Goddard. Goddard finally getting going. I've had a lot of DMs. Smitty, you told me the next Hawkinson was somewhere inside Higbee, Goddard, and Fant. You're going to pay for this. Goddard finally doing some good news. Goddard almost had another touchdown, by the way. Some of you guys are just sending text messages. I need voice messages. James, here's one. Here's a text. You taking voicemails? You're damn right. This is Walter White. You're damn right. The dude's probably, what the hell just happened? Jesse.
Or should I even worry about trading him away right now? Should I wait and see if he bounces back or not?
I guess I got... Oh, did I answer this question in front of me? Cannon. Smitty, Stafford. Did I answer this question? I'm sorry. I got sidetracked on Goddard, and I forgot about him. I'm sorry. Cannon, are you still here? Poor Cannon. Okay, Stafford, Saquon, Mixon, Javonte, JJ, McLaurin. That dude's probably like, dude, I just dropped a super chat and he just walked away from me. Would you hold this team or trade him? Look, you got McLaurin to sell high if you want. Mixon, I worry about. Saquon, hold him or sell him high, either way. Stafford, hold. Probably not going to get enough in trade. It's hard to trade quarterbacks anyway. Gesicki, maybe you trade Gesicki to a tight end needy team with McLaurin to upgrade into, and you might not even want to. You might think that McLaurin's top of the top shelf wide receiver, and I wouldn't blame you. But like, you could go get a Hopkins if you wanted using Gesicki and McLaurin. I bet you could probably trade Mixon and Gesicki for maybe a slightly better running back, but I can't even at the moment think of who that could be because the running back twos have gone missing. I don't even know if there's a running back two available. We're going to do a show on that Tuesday. Where did all the running back twos go? Maybe we'll do it in that song. Where did all the Cowboys go? Where did all the running back twos go? I don't know. I don't know if there are any left. It's like The Walking Dead took over the top 12 to 24 overall players. There's like no one worth a second round pick right now. You're either a first rounder or a third rounder. Somebody raptured the entire second round from us, wide receivers included. All D coordinators in the league were waiting to see how Bill Belichick played Brady tonight. It's a good point, pal. It's a real good point. What was this question?
Who is someone dependable that I can trade Lockett for?
Oh, that was that one.
Or should I even worry about trading him away right now?
My advice still stands, pal. Where are the voice messages? Okay, I think okay, Brian's here. Here's Brian. So this is Brian again. Ha ha ha. What did you hear? My TV? No offense. This is what we heard. You want to know what we heard, Brian?
Who was the receiver to own in Denver?
Brian, there's something going on. Let me stop the music. Brian, this is what we heard. I'm going to turn the volume all the way up.
Who was the receiver to own in Denver?
Brian, something's going on there.
Who was the receiver to own in Denver?
Is it the chair? I don't know, Brian. I'm not buying this one, Brian. Brian, I'm practically a detective, pal. And I think there's something going on there at the end of that video or that clip. Play your clip and tell me what you hear at the end, and please enlighten us as to what it is. We're still live. You ain't gotta lie, Brian. You ain't gotta lie. Brian, you're amongst friends. And Cannon, I'm sorry, you're still staring at me there. And I forgot to continue on. I think I gave you good advice so far. Mixon and Gesicki for a slightly better running back, but we don't know who that is yet. McLaurin for Hopkins, and you give up, Gesicki. Maybe you go Odell and Mixon for a... I don't think you could get Zeke, bro. Maybe you throw in Gesicki, Odell, and Mixon for Zeke. Just a thought. That's what I'm going to say, pal. That's what I got for you. Brian, get some Pepto-Bismol. Says Silver. Silver, have you left me a message yet? Todd with a super chat. Have I missed any other super chats? I always tend to. Cannon, thank you again, pal. Is Cannon still here? Cannon, where are you, pal? I don't see Cannon. Cannon, let me know if you're here. Headed to 4-0 with Kyler, Kamara, Javonte, Justin Jefferson, Ridley, Lamb, Hawkinson. Have Pittman, Mooney, Chenault. Trade or upgrade Javonte. Try and trade Mooney and Javonte for like a... I mean, is Gibson crazy right now? Mooney and Javonte for... I mean, Javonte could be better than Gibson. In time. Not right now, but he probably will be if he gets into that lineup. I think Javonte's going to go crazy. It's just a matter of time. People aren't patient. But you could trade Mooney and... I wonder if you could trade, bro. I wonder if you could buy Kelsey low right now using Hawkinson, Chenault. I don't know. People are crazy right now. Try it, Todd. Just give it a go. But I mean, if you can't make a small trade like Hawkinson, for Waller or Kelsey, but Kelsey get a bad game, just go ahead and try using Chenault. If you couldn't use Javonte and Chenault or Javonte and Hawkinson for Kelsey, even if Javonte blows up, you're still feeling really good about that trade. So, I don't know. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Here, Brian's typing. Brian, we don't want you to type, pal. We want you to leave a message. I see you typing there. Maybe that's what happens when you leave a message, too. I don't know. If so, I apologize. And I will play your voicemail. But, Brian, we need an explanation verbally, not something written. Okay, let's come back to Brian. Zach.
Smitty, I have so many new players that I didn't think I had before that are kind of startable now. I have J.D. McKissick. I have A.J. Dillon, Kenneth Gainwell, Damian Williams.
I'm not remembering.
Who do I start of all these guys?
Bro, I don't know. I honestly, you read off way too many things. Next. I'm sorry, Zach. I got to move on. I can't unravel a book on tape, pal. That's what that felt like. I felt like I was being read to by audiobook. Like, it needs to be shorter than that, pal. My attention span is very short coming off a Sunday. I can't.
All right, knowing that we don't know the severity of the injuries going into next week.
He's excited. Jamie.
If we had to put a waiver on a running back, Damian Williams or Samaj Perine. Not knowing the severity of the Mixon injury.
True.
Montgomery.
Truth.
Who do you put a waiver on first? Great show tonight, man.
I'm going to take back my ugly face when he said Perine or Because, I mean, you never know, right? If Mixon's out for the year, Perrine would probably be a guy you pick up. And let me just make sure no one else got carries and we're thinking it's Perrine and we're like, Samaji. It's P. Ryan, too, I think. People say Perrine, but I think it's P. Ryan. I think you say his name P. Ryan. Cannon's back! Cannon, wait 1 second, pal. I promise. I'm gonna give you the best service of your life in a minute. You just hang tight, pal. Here I come. I'm coming for you, pal. Let's see here. Mixon. So Samaji, I think it's P. Ryan. Samaji P. Ryan. Yeah, he was the only one getting carries. But sometimes they bring someone in different and you expect it to be the guy that was in there. But there's a reason he's in there. P. Ryan might have special teams. I don't even know. P. Ryan might have special teams like value, and that's why he's the backup now. But then if Mixon were to get hurt, another player would be brought up or something. But probably P. Ryan would be the guy. But I'm not excited about P. Ryan. I don't feel like Mixon's injury is crazy bad, bro. He was like kind of mad over at the sideline. He could miss time, I suppose. And if P. Ryan were going to start and let's say Monty was back, which Monty won't be back, I don't think, for the next game. He may have avoided season-ending injury, but Monty's most definitely looking like he's going to miss at least a week or two at a bare minimum. The answer is Damian. But I appreciate you, pal. Jamie, keep it real, buddy. Too many loud people around to do a voice message. Bro, this is from Brian. So this is what I said to Brian. So let me for anybody that just joined, here's Brian's message. We think he did something at the end of the message. Hold on.
Who was the receiver to own in Denver?
We're not sure what that sound was at the end. We have our assumptions. And then Brian says, too many loud people around to do a voice message. So basically you're doing these, you're dropping a deuce. Oh man, that's funny. You'll watch later. Tell the chat whatever you want and say what I type when I type it for shits and giggles. Brian's a good... Brian, you're a good sport. We appreciate you, pal. And just so you know, this is 1 hour and 41 minutes into the show, so you're going to want to watch probably the last like 15 minutes because your message is kind of all over the spectrum during that time frame. Appreciate you. Over and out. Zach, media, and B.
Area season.
Are you? Why is media so quiet? Is your roommate sleeping, pal?
Is it Trey area season?
It sounds like you're whispering sweet nothings into my ear. Is it Trey area seasons, man?
Is it Trey area season?
Yes, media, it is Trey area season. Congratulations. Your head coach took until week 3.5 or 4.5 to get Trey Lance, your future quarterback, the number 3 overall pick, the guy that probably would have had a better chance of bringing you to a 3-1 record instead of barely crawling to a 2-2, and your team's not ready, not a well-oiled machine that's been functioning with Trey Lance under center for 4 weeks when it could have been. Yeah, it's Trey Lance season. A little bit late, pal, and I hope you have a very, very nice sleep.
Is it Trey area season?
Bro, that's funny. All right, this is Silver Rapture.
Hey, Smitty, what's up, bro? Silver. Hey, man, you got to get Jamison Crowder on that list. He had like 7 catches for 80 yards and a touchdown today. His first game back. He's running the slot for the Jets. They got no running game. They're going to be behind throwing all day. I'm looking at 6 to 12 targets for Crowder every week.
Did I not have him on the list? I thought I had Crowder on the list. I apologize, Silver. I would put him right after this top 5-6 that I got up there right now. It's currently still on screen. I'd say like 8-9, somewhere around that range. 7, 8, 9. So definitely over and out. I missed the super chat. Oh, Cannon! God, I told Cannon I was going to give him the best. God, I suck. Double A, thank you for the super chat. Cannon, are you still there? Oh, I heard you, Smitty. Appreciate your take on my team and appreciate your channel. I didn't even need to get back to Cannon. I just need to look at his message. Thank you, Cannon. I appreciate you, pal. Cannon's the man. Thank you, Cannon. Let me know if you're still here, though. I am interested in and if you're still here. Silver bringing that belt buckle analysis. Yeah. Silver, if you're not wearing a big silver buckle right now, I would be shocked. Let us know what you got on. Is it like it's got to be like one of those monster belt buckles that he takes off and just hammers people with. I have Dak and I stashed Trey Lance. Do I have enough confidence in A, Lance, B, he will keep the spot when Jimmy comes back? Shanahan worries me. Double A, you were 100%, I think, on the right track to not trust Shanahan. And there were some rumblings. I don't know if it was if it was Shanahan saying it or Jimmy, but we're talking about it on the Quad Box. We did a little emergency Instagram Quad Box meeting tonight, live stream on Instagram. And Raj and them said that there was talk about when Jimmy's healthy, he'll be back in. I don't know who said that, if it was Jimmy or if it was Shanahan, or if it was just a beat writer. But apparently there's some buzz about, if Jimmy's healthy, he goes back in. But I'm telling you right now, Shanahan probably won't be fired this year. Unfortunately, I mean, I don't want anybody to get fired. Of course, I don't wish that for anybody. But I think that for the team's sake, they need to move on. He's not the head coach, and maybe it takes him a year to figure that out. I'm telling them right now, I can save you the time. He's not the coach for this situation, and I wish him well, and I hope he finds another job. I'll give him a recommendation if he needs one. I'll say he used to be a good OC. He used to be. I think he probably could be in the right situation. That's the reference I give him. Media is saying, unfortunately, Smitty. But I think that I don't know. I think that we're probably looking at Lance keeping the job. I think Lance is going to look good enough to where I don't think even Shanahan can take him out. But the God's honest truth is I don't know what Shanahan's capable of doing. If you're losing, if you need to make a move, could you trade Dak for like a Hopkins? I would do it and roll with Lance. I would take that gamble if I'm in a position where I need something. He should have just been the OC. And yeah, I agree with that. This is a big 49er fan here and Paige on Instagram, Media. Go follow him, 49er Media. Hey, can I ask you a question, Media? Do you think we need to change your logo, though? Because it says 49ers Media, but you're 49er Media. You know what I mean? Like, maybe this needs to be 49er Media. Just to match your name is all I'm thinking. I know it's kind of... I know I'm shooting from the hip here, but I'm just thinking maybe we need to change that. I don't know if you agree with me. Okay, get on that, pal. But 49er Media, go follow him on Instagram. 49er Media. Don't listen to his avatar. There's no S. 49er Media on Instagram. And this guy's got a lot of good Niner knowledge, and even he's telling you he should have just been the OC. I don't know if he wouldn't take a demotion. His ego's way too big, but a demotion would be the right move. Bring in a coach and say, here's the OC job. But then again, I think he's so rattled that I don't know that he's going to make the right moves. His OCing doesn't impress me right now. You know, maybe in a new situation, clean slate, he gets back to the basics and he can OC again. But I feel like this is like the bridge is burned. Okay, worried about Lamb? No, Jeezy, I'm not worried about Lamb. Go buy Lamb low. My show tomorrow is going to prove that and talk to you about that. You know what I'm watching tonight? The Sopranos movie on HBO Max, bro. The what's it called? The Saints of what's it called? Saints of Brooklyn or whatever. I can't wait to watch that tonight. I started the first 7 minutes and then I came live with all of you. That's how important you are to me. I've been live for an hour and 48 minutes when I could have stopped in an hour to go watch that bad boy, but I wanted to make sure we dropped the best waiver wire week 5 ad drop show on the web so that it was available to you right this very second. That's how important you are to me, but I can't wait to go watch this on HBO Max right when we get done. I'm literally going to run to go to the bathroom. I've been holding in about 4 sodas that I drank. I'm doing that too for you as well. I'm potentially putting my bladder at risk because you guys all mean that much to me. What should we do with Sermon? Media, what do we do with Sermon? Media, leave me a message on Sermon. Tell me what you think of Sermon versus Mitchell versus Wilson, and give everybody the now. You got to do it in 60 seconds, pal. The now outlook versus the later on. Like, is it Wilson? Like, right now, it could be Sermon for a game or two, but it's going to be Wilson. Smitty, do you want to hear my 0-14 questionable trade I made? Oh, God, Tannehill's dad. Sure. Spit it out, pal.
Hey, Smitty, what's up, bro? Silver. Hey, man, you got to get Jamison Crowder on that.
Oh, yeah. So Crowder, put Crowder in there. Here's media.
Trey Sermon season.
Trey.
Is it Trey area season?
Trey season.
Trey Sermon season.
That's media. He's tucked away nice and he's in his bathrobe, in bed already. Just whispering while his roommate's sleeping probably. Bro, when I was in college, I didn't care what my roommate never slept, I guess, but I didn't worry about waking him up. Talk like you mean it, media, and drop some Sermon. And we are waiting for an expert on 49er running back content. I want to know. Here we go.
Right now, I think it is Trey Sermon for sure. Could be Elijah Mitchell though when he comes back. And then I think when Jeff Wilson comes back, he will be the number one running back. Maybe not right when he comes back, just because it's gonna be a while since he's played. But I think that he will, yes, take over as number one bank.
Okay, that media, this is not toward you. Media, this is not toward you. I'm recording this and talking to you right now because I appreciate you and I believe in you, and what you're saying is probably exactly true. What I'm shaking my head at is what a horrible coach Kyle Shanahan is. Listen to what he just said to us.
Right now, I think it is Trey Sermon for sure.
Right now, I think, media, again, I believe you're right. Right now, it's Trey Sermon for sure.
Could be Elijah Mitchell, though, when he comes back.
But it could be Elijah Mitchell when he comes back, because that's how Shanahan rolls. But
and then I think when Jeff Wilson comes back, he will be the number one running back.
And then it's Jeff Wilson when he comes back. Listen to yourself. Like, media, you're right, but listen to what this man's doing to your team. It's definitely Sermon right now for sure, but when Mitchell comes back, it's definitely Mitchell. Then it's probably Jeff Wilson, and then it's probably going to be the guy in the practice squad that we're gonna bring up in 3 weeks. This guy does not make commitments to anything. His poor wife, can you imagine? He's like, "Do you want chicken tonight, Kyle?" And he's probably like sitting there watching film. Yeah, go ahead and go with the chicken, sweetheart. We'll have chicken for dinner. Woman probably puts chicken on the grill, makes mashed potatoes, gets all those, like, I don't like the clumps in my mashed potatoes. Can you smash them a little extra? I don't like clumps. I want a full smooth mashed potato when I take a bite. So she's at working hard on the mashed potatoes and chicken. Halfway through, I want steak. Can we have some steak instead? And I want clumps in my mashed potatoes. I like the clumps now. This poor woman, imagine this woman having to deal with this indecisive man at home. He can't decide what he wants. Kyle Shanahan is the most indecisive man I've ever seen in my entire life, or even heard of. This poor guy, media, he has no clue. He's like you know when you put a frog in boiling water, the analogy is the frog jumps right out, okay? But if you put a frog in lukewarm water, just room temperature water, turn it on high, he sits there and he boils to death. It gets hot, he doesn't really notice it, it burns him up, he burns alive. I don't know if it really works, it's an analogy, people. But this is how Niner fan, like, he has no idea that this is wrong. He thinks this is the way it is. It's
maybe not right when he comes back, just because it's going to be a while since he's played.
He's focusing on the wrong thing. Maybe Jeff. Again, media. I love you. This is me feeling for you. You have no clue. You're focusing on, like, oh, but maybe when Jeff Wilson, like, it's a good thing when he comes back. He'll be the guy, and this is what you're used to. This is horrible. Media. I feel for you, pal. But media's right. Media's on the money. And media, I want one more message. What is the impact? I think it's going to be great. What is the impact of Trey Lance for George Kittle's value? Because Mr. Jimmy G, as my boy C-Mac on the Quad Box often says, Jimmy G throws hospital passes. Or no, this is Vlad, my boy Vlad on the Quad Box. Jimmy G tosses hospital passes to people. Like, here, get hurt. Here, break a leg. Here, tear your ACL. Here, torn labrum coming up. Jimmy G tosses out hospital passes. Okay? I want to know from you, media, what the impact is going to be. What kind of volume are we looking at out of this man known as George Kittle over the middle, who now is George Kittle on a stretcher when Jimmy G's in there? What are we looking at? Is this a top 3 to 4 tight end again? I kind of feel like he's going to be a blanket, a safety blanket for our man Trey Lance in the backfield. Trey Lance in the backfield, the Kittle over the middle. Revive our encouragement and hope for George Kittle. I'm waiting, media. I'm waiting. Why are people mad at Shanahan when he got Debo 100 fantasy points? No, James, that is probably the first logical thing I've seen in a while coming from. Like, I mean, hey, I get what you're saying, but keep in mind, Trey Lance is gonna do that all on his own. You could remove Shanahan from the equation. Debo did it on his own. I don't even know what Shanahan's doing, pal. It's a decent point. CD over Kittle. Give me CD. 49ers should do the same thing, I think. Love how the Ravens slowly brought Lamar along his rookie season. I don't know. Media, I'm waiting, bro, on my Kittle update. I'll come back to you. It's taking a little while. We gotta move. We got a show to close out. I was supposed to leave an hour ago, but you know me. Brian, I can't. Brian sends me a text. Here's Brian. Ready? I'm gonna put it in the voice to speak for you. Paste. I'm sorry this thing goes so fast.
I'll have to check it out.
Haha, have to check it out. Thanks, Brian. Thanks for the content, Brian. Just for that, Brian.
Who was the receiver to own in Denver?
Dude, he sharded at the end of that. He had to have.
Who was the receiver to own in Denver?
That was a shard, bro.
Just watch his feet here.
That was a shard.
Just watch.
Okay. There we go, media. All right, this might be the last one, guys. Hit the like.
Kittle, when Trey Lance goes in, I think that the predictive.
Oh, hold on. Media, I'm no dummy. You're in the bathroom. I'm an acoustic genius, pal. I do a show. I know how crystal clear I sound right now on my mic right now. I know audio, pal. I know audio like the back of my hand. You are on the can. I can tell so easily. You said 2 words. I knew you were on the toilet.
Of Kittle will go up for sure because Trey Lance, he's gonna be able to, throw those deep passes, and with Jimmy, we weren't able to do that, and so I think the productivity and all of I think George Kittle just goes up from there, and I think he'll, go back to what he was before, which was a top 3 tight end.
I agree with you, pal. I agree with you. I hope that you enjoy your time in the bathroom, dropping said deuce, and we will talk to you next time, pal. Appreciate you taking the time out of your nightly ritual. Okay, I'm out of here. My name is Smitty. If you just joined us tonight for the first time and experienced this cluster, we invite you to the family. Did I answer this for AA? Yes, I did. Yeah, so I'm worried. I think that whole segment was to answer that question, Double A. You got the custom service there, pal, on that question. That was about a, instead of a $5 question, that was about a $6 question right there. You got there. $6 answer, pal, for a $5 question. I supersized that for you. Mr. Punch, trade Najee and DK for Henry? How did I miss this question? Mr. Punch, you still there? Najee and DK for Henry. Do it. I do it, man. That's how you sell. I mean, that's what you're going to look for week 10 or 11, right? Why not do it now? Why not do it now? Cannon, I appreciate you, Cannon. Cannon again. We're dropping the super chat. Mr. Punch. Trade DK for Patterson. I'd rather have DK. If that helps you. I don't know which way. Sometimes you guys ask these reverse, so I don't mess around with like I would do it or I don't do it because you might be sending it the wrong way. Happens to me every day. So now I don't even, when I answer a text on heysmitty.com, which you can order by going to heysmitty.com, get my text line. I answer things about the question, not about should I do it, because I've gotten in that trouble before where I'm like, yeah, do it, and they go, great, I got Patterson, thank you. And I'm like, no, you asked that the wrong way. So, take DK. I mean, could I be wrong? Sure. And thank you for the super chat, pal. Thank you, Cannon. Thank you, Double A. Thank you, Mr. Punch. Thank you, Todd, for the super chat. Thank you, Cannon again. Thank you. I'm going through all the super chats here. Thank you, Alex. I think I got to your question. Yeah, Javonte. I got to that one. Thank you, Alex, again. Thank you, Robert, for your super chat, pal. Appreciate you for coming on the show and dropping some love, pal. Helping keep the lights on. Thank you, Man. We call him Man. I got another super chat down there by Mr. Punch. Hold on. I'm coming to you, pal. Thank you, Contrarian. Thank you, Logan. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Ramon. Random Ramon. I was going to call you Random. Thank you, Random Ramon. Kevin again. Logan, I don't know if I ever got your question, Logan. You just super chatted. Maybe you just wanted to support the show. I don't see a question anywhere. So I don't think I missed it. So appreciate that super chat, that blank super chat. I can't thank you enough. Thank you, Kevin, again. Lewis. Thank you, Lewis. Thank you. All 148 of you still in here, please punch the thumbs up on your way out. And most importantly, guys, if I didn't get to your question, because I think there's probably like 1,900 to 2,200 questions that came through here. It's crazy. You guys drop so many questions and comments. Like 1,900 comments. I want to say to you from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate you. You make the channel. So hitting that thumbs up does wonders for my show and the growth of my channel. Number 2, comments. When the video posts, not these comments, the comments in the comment section of the video. Once this video posts, those comments help me a ton too. The engagement. Early comments are the best thing for a video, and the thumbs up. So if you have a question or you just want to say thank you, Smitty, for the content, that helps me a ton. So I'm asking you to drop a comment. I'm not saying I might get to you. I try and get to every comment I get within the first 24 to 48 hours. Kevin, thanks again for that super chat. Ramon again. I'm just scrolling up through the super chats. Can't thank you enough. Mr. Punch, Captain Spock, dropping the super chat. Adam, Mr. Punch again. Adam again. Kevin Williams. Adam M again. Rock out. Thomas, thank you, Thomas. Adam M again. Mr. Punch again. James Conklin. Are you related to the Minnesota tight end, pal? Thank you, James, for the double super chat. And everybody else. And I think there's one waiting at the end. Let me scroll down. Scroll all the way down through these comments. I've got one from Mr. Punch. And I've got one from ET7. Thank you both for dropping a super. And let's end it on this one right here. These two. Never thought I'd ever consider trading DK for him. Yeah, I want DK. I want DK. I mean, Patterson's interesting because he's a dual running back wide receiver in some format. So there's some appeal there. Do I need Collins? I have Carson. I'd have to drop Sanders or Pittman or Madison. Don't drop Madison. Don't drop Sanders. Potentially drop Pittman again. But then again, I don't know. Would Collins even be for sure the guy? You know, if something happened. And is Carson banged up? Looking at the depth chart, I mean, they have DJ Dallas and Homer, and yeah, it's probably gonna be Collins. I suppose Collins over Pittman ain't a horrible idea. It protects you. Silver's got a good idea here. This is what I do a lot. Drop a kicker, pick up Collins, and make your decision later. That's exactly what I do. Silver's right. I do this often. I'm surprised that I didn't say that. So Silver sometimes speaks for me. Yeah. So drop your kicker unless your kicker is amazing or something, or your defense if you stream anyway. Do exactly what he said. Make this decision later, because you never know what's going to happen. You know what I mean? You could end up needing to drop somebody else, or somebody goes on IR or whatever. So do that. But in the end, I mean, Pittman isn't the end of the world to drop to secure your running back. Like if Carson went down, Collins would be a top pickup. So it's not crazy to kind of be proactive. Do you need to handcuff Kamara? I don't know, Zach. I suppose it's smart, but it depends who you got to drop, pal. It depends. Ask me on Tuesday's show, because I'll definitely get to your voice messages then. E11, Carson went down. They split the carries. Indeed, I don't see the injury on Carson though. Like if he's out for the next game. Carson's inefficiency, while difficult to stomach, is a major concern. I don't know. I don't know that they're reporting an injury right now. Zach, another Zach. This is a different Zach. Deshaun Watson, league winner. I mean, I don't think he comes back this year. I think the NFL would squash the return. They haven't had to do anything. Everyone thinks because the NFL didn't put him on the exempt list that they won't, or that the NFL didn't intervene because the Texans made it so that they didn't have to. They made it easy for the NFL. If, let's say, he got traded tomorrow, sponsors and advertisers would probably be the decision makers in the end, because their reaction would drive the NFL to make a move and put him on the exempt list, in my opinion. So let me also end it with this. If I'm a Hurts owner and I don't have a quarterback really behind Jalen Hurts, I might pick up Deshaun Watson and hold him if I own Jalen Hurts. If I'm in a league where I've got Aguilar or Lazard or a wide receiver like that, or a running back like, I don't know, a horrible running back that you're never going to play, and he's a waste of space. You don't even like looking at his face on your roster. Then I drop him for Watson and I hold him. Like if you're in a smaller league, you can't do that. But if you own Hurts and you have no quarterback, yes, sir. Why not? Why didn't anybody tell me I spelled Instagram wrong this entire time? Instagram. God. Instagram. It's a new app called Instagram. Would you trade AJB for Patterson? That's an interesting one. Let's end it on that, and everybody drop your response. Would you rather have AJ Brown or Cordero or Cordaly, as a few of our followers here on the channel call him, Cordaly Patterson? Also, I want to share this with you guys. I'm going to be back. Don't think I'm leaving yet. But please drop your answer, AJ Brown or Patterson, while you watch this. Your man Smitty in the Fantasy Football Show is dropping video pods moving forward sometime in late October. Get ready. We're one of a very few amount of shows selected to do video podcasting go forward on Spotify. Once the transition happens, that means every show I drop on Spotify will be a video and audio pod, depending on how you want to consume it. Spread the word that we're coming to Spotify video style, baby. Let's be the face of Spotify Fantasy Football Video. Let's go. Very, very, very excited to announce that we are going to have video on Spotify for every single podcast moving forward, as the video tells you. Please go now. I'm going to drop the link right now to the Spotify channel. I would really, really appreciate if every one of you 147 people in here, like, it would be amazing. Like, I can't even tell you the reaction, the algorithmic reaction that would probably take place if you all went to this link right now and followed. It would blow me away. I'd be super ecstatic about it. So if you guys could find it in your hearts to go to this link right here, I'm going to drop it and then pin it. I can't tell you how much it would mean to me if we all did this like in volume right now. So here's the link. I'm going to pin it real quick. If you would just click it and follow the Fantasy Football Show on Spotify, it would do wonders. Does this mean that your YouTube, you won't be doing YouTube? No, YouTube doesn't change at all, Zach. Not one single bit. First of all, you can't do live streams on Spotify in terms of video. So I'm absolutely not changing a single thing on my YouTube. This is all separate stuff. Following on Spotify, says Joe. Thank you, Joe. Patterson is their Kamara plus their line. What did you guys say? AJ Brown is just much more talented. Awesome. I regret not starting Patterson. We all do. We all do. So go follow me on Spotify. Nothing changes on YouTube. Nothing. I do the same live streams, everything. I'm just going to be doing video. All like basically a lot of shows you'll see on YouTube will be on video on Spotify, but I'm going to do exclusive Spotify content on top of everything I'm already doing, because I want you guys to want to go to Spotify to get my content too. Both places. I don't want to change anything on YouTube. It'll be separate. For the most part, I'm going to try and keep as much different as I can. That way there's a reason to go to both. I don't want people just coming over to Spotify, or Spotify people not going to YouTube. I want it to be, unfortunately for you and great for me, two places you got to go to consume content, but because you want to, because it's fire. So get ready. Appreciate all of you. Hit me up on Instagram and get ready. Oh, the Instagram link is gone. I'm out of here. I'm too tired. We've been live for 2 hours and 11 minutes. Leave a comment as soon as the video posts, and I'll try to get to you tonight, but I'll definitely get to you tomorrow. Later, everybody. What's it say here? Hold on, I'm reading the last couple comments. Smitty, do you get triggered in losing in fantasy with your wisdom and stay calm? Bro, everybody gets triggered. Everybody has bad weeks. Everybody has players that do bad. Everybody has bad seasons, man. I play in a lot of leagues, so as you can imagine, a lot of my, not a lot, I mean, most years I do really well overall, but every year, because I do 20 leagues, I have a handful of leagues that fail. The percentages are pretty decent most years, but I've had a year in my 20 years, bro, doing this professionally, or 19 years doing this professionally. I've had a year or two in the past where I've lost a lot. I've had injuries strike. I've put all my eggs in one basket. I've got a couple, I got more than a couple teams with McCaffrey on it, and those teams are hit pretty hard. I got a lot of Josh Allen, so I'm definitely excited that he's playing well. And yeah, he didn't do as great tonight or today, but he's going to be on tomorrow's video, so get ready.